All right, so we in here on the Shocker Shit, of course, and this is Trump and the global economy, and this is the curious case of Justin Fairfax. And Justin Fairfax, for those who don't know, is a former lieutenant governor of the state of Virginia, and I think he's born in Pittsburgh and raised in Washington D.C. Went to Duke undergrad. I think he went to like maybe Columbia Law School, but he's a former Attorney General of Virginia, and he was accused of killing his wife on April 16th, and also killing himself and the kids. He had two kids who were in the house at the time, which sounds a little off the rail. I always thought it was strange. I didn't know much about the guy. I looked him up when he became a lieutenant governor. He has no, I don't think he has any ties to Virginia, so I always thought it was kind of odd that someone with no ties to Virginia would rise this far in Virginia politics so quickly. I think he may have been a lawyer in the Northern Virginia area, but it may have made hay with the Democratic Party or some people connected to the Democratic Party or what have you. And in 2019, Governor Ralph Northam, was shown having taken pictures in blackface when he was in college or Virginia Medical School, and the Republican Party asked him to step down, which made Justin Fairfax next in line to be the governor. And that's when he got into the crosshairs of some very serious people in the state of Virginia, likely people in his own party, who, maybe thought it was okay for him to be lieutenant governor, but other people had first dibs on being governor, or expected to be the governor after Ralph Northam left office. So that's when leaks came out about him and sexual harassment allegations from way back when he was in college, and he didn't seem like he could weather the storm. And that's when things maybe sort of spiraled out of control for him, because I think he really couldn't overcome those allegations, whether they were true or not. I don't know, but he seemed like he couldn't overcome the allegations. And politics is a dirty business, especially when you start talking about running for governor. It's a lot of power, and I'm from the state of Virginia. I know people probably born from the day they were born dreaming of becoming governor. So he probably stepped on some toes of people from the state of Virginia when he was next in line to become the governor. I think he was lieutenant governor from 2018 to 2022, the second black lieutenant governor behind Doug Wilder. And he ran for governor in 2022 and lost. And I think that when he kind of fell off the radar. I understand he was he lost the 2021 governor race. He was a visiting professor at Duke Law School. I think they asked him to remove him from that capacity when the allegations came out. I think he was working on a law firm. I think he after he left office, I think he stopped doing that because of the allegations. And from what I understand, the reports say he was having trouble finding work and finding clients. Whether it's true or not, who knows? Again, I always thought it was odd that someone could rise that rapidly in Virginia politics without being from the state of Virginia. And that sounds cute, with the right resume, the perfect talking points, the perfect image, the right people in the state of Virginia or the Democratic Party grooming you. And a lot of the interviews I saw, it sounded like a cliche, walking, talking cliche. Didn't really sound like a real person, but talk like a walking, talking cliche. So he had the right talking points, the right look, and the right cliches. But when he was tested, he may not have had the grassroots supports from people in Virginia. Like, there's no backstories about him growing up in Tidewater area, growing up in a particular county, and his high school classmates standing up for him, was former high school teachers, or former high school football coach, or basketball coach, standing up for him. He didn't really have that grassroots support that you would expect from a politician that got to that level. So he may have been groomed, but when he was tested and challenged politically, and he had to, fight his way out, he may not have had the grassroots support that you would expect a politician like that to have, or some politicians to have, like a Bill Clinton or a former D.C. Mayor Marion Barry, who would have grassroots support and rally behind the guy. So things may have spiraled out of control after that. And they said that he was going through a divorce, and I think he was hit with papers to leave the house. He was being charged about $300 a day. Every day he didn't comply. And that's when things spiraled out of control. And he allegedly killed his wife and took his own life. The story of a rising star, but again, may not have had the grassroots support to overcome the sexual assault allegations and the cutthroat politics in the state of Virginia, or a lot of states, when you want to, when you're next in line to be governor or a viable candidate to become governor. So I'm sure there's going to be more to come out of this. There's several storylines about domestic violence and gun control, but I'm sure there's going to be more to come out of this as far as who he was and maybe potentially why he did what he did. But anyway, that's Trump and the global economy, and that's the curious case of Justin Fairfax. Thank you.